So, located in Alberta, Canada, are two different amusement parks. One is called Calaway Park and is located 5 minutes outside of Calgary, and the other amusement park is known as Galaxyland and is located in North America's largest mall, known as the West Edmonton Mall, located in Edmonton. So, these two parks have various different attractions, but we all know that some of the best attractions at amusement parks are definitely the roller coasters. And in between these two parks, there's 7 different roller coasters, 4 at Galaxyland and 3 at Calaway Park. So, since I've ridden all these roller coasters, today I will be counting down the top 7 roller coasters in Alberta, Canada. Number 7. So first off, we've got the Wagon from Galaxyland. So this roller coaster is the only really kiddie coaster that they have at the park. So if you're under the age of 5, this is one that I definitely recommend you should go on. But if you're over the age of 5, this ride is just not worth going on. So there's a few different things that I kind of just dislike about this ride. So if you're a kid, I can definitely understand why this might be a good ride for you. But if you're older, you can just tell how kind of boring this ride is. It just goes in a simple oval layout over some turns and like a couple of tiny hills. Just nothing really too special. It's just mainly a boring layout. And the ride is fairly slow, so you don't really get too much speed. So I believe that this ride definitely deserves the number 7 spot. Number 6. So next up, we're going to head over to Calaway Park and take a ride on the Mini Express. So this kiddie coaster right here is one that I would say is definitely a pretty good attraction. So as I am older now, this ride isn't the most fun for me, but when I was a kid, I absolutely loved this attraction. So this ride consists of going up a mini drive tire lift hill, and then after that, you're just going to go down slowly and you're going to turn around all these different turns, and I believe that the turns are probably what makes this ride a good attraction. I'm just a fan of those turn elements on roller coasters. I especially love them on Wild Mouse type of rides. It's just so fun of a movement on the ride. So if you go to Calaway Park, I'd probably say if you're a younger kid, this is probably one that's worth riding because it's a pretty solid attraction. Number 5. So for number 5, we're going to be staying at Calaway Park and checking out Bumble Blast. So this ride is pretty good. I like everything about it except for that creepy bee design that they decided to go with for the cars. But other than that, this ride has a pretty simple figure 8 design, but it's pretty cool. And the main thing that I love about this ride is how it spins as you're going around the layout. So the layout may look pretty simple, not really have any big hills at the start, but just adding that spinning aspect to the ride really makes it a funner ride. So this ride, I definitely say it's not always meant for kids. Like if you're older, this is still a pretty good one to go on. And if you're at the park, this is one that I definitely recommend going on because it is just so fun when you're spinning. Number 4. So heading back to Edmonton, let's take a ride on the auto sled. So this ride is definitely a very good ride. Now from the start, just looking at it, it may look like a boring ride. There's lots of straight sections, not really too many drops, and just a bunch of helixes. But when you get on this ride, it is just so much fun. This ride is pretty fast, and I definitely love how the layout goes around all the different things inside Galaxyland. So you definitely have to go on this next time you're at Galaxyland. It's a must ride. You can't miss it. It is just so much fun, and it definitely deserves the number 4 spot on the list. Number 3. So now let's head back to Calaway Park and go on their star attraction known as the Vortex. So this coaster has a layout identical to the original corkscrew roller coaster that was made by Aerodynamics. And this ride has been there a long time and it's gotten a bit jerky and bumpy on the ride, but I still got to say it's still a fun ride and I love lots of the moments on the ride. So the first amazing thing about this ride is the first drop. I love when roller coasters just start out the ride with a big drop. It's just so much fun. And then there's a little hill which leads you into the iconic double corkscrew. So overall, this is a very fun attraction, and with the new paint job, it's definitely a must ride at Calaway Park. Number 2. Heading back over to Galaxyland, once again, we have the Galaxy Orbiter. So this coaster here is a spinning coaster and is way better than the other spin coaster in Alberta, the Bumble Blast. So one of the things I love most about this coaster is its layout. It takes you all over Galaxyland, just like every single spot in the park you're going to see from this ride. And something I love is just that spinning part of it. Depending on how much weight you have in the car, you may spin less or more. So it's definitely a way better experience when you spin more, I've got to say. And just all the different drops and turns just really add up to make this a fun experience. Number 1. So for number 1, we're staying at Galaxyland, and we're going to take a trip on the Mindbender. So this ride currently, while I am filming this video, is currently down and not operating, and it's been down for almost a year now, because they're still waiting to do some maintenance on it. So don't worry, it's not closed forever. They're going to reopen it soon. They just need to finish that maintenance on it. But once this roller coaster is officially reopened, it's one that you have to go on. So this ride is so intense and just so much fun. One of my favorite parts about this is the double loop and then the single loop. These loops are just so intense, and the Schwarzkopf loop design is just so amazing. You just can't not love these loops. They're just so good. And all the drops on this ride are just so well done. I just love how many different drops there is, and it's also a pretty tall roller coaster, which reaches the highest point in Galaxyland and in almost all of the West Edmonton Mall. So in conclusion, Alberta has got a bunch of good roller coasters. I definitely have to say that Galaxyland probably has some of my more favorite ones out of all the ones in Alberta, but Calaway Park still has the Vortex and also has a bunch of other cool rides. So if you're ever in Alberta, make sure to check out these two amusement parks. Galaxyland is open year-round, and Calaway Park is just about to open for the summer. So make sure you check it out next time you're in Alberta. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.